Hello. Today we're going to do a story. I'm going to read a story to you. It's called Breakfast with Jesus. Now, this is a story book, but it's also a story in the Bible, and it's found in one of the Gospels. Do you remember what the Gospels are? We've talked about this. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And this story is found in the book of John. And it's the story about Jesus and after he died and rose again. So let's find out about this story. You're going to like it. Breakfast with Jesus. "I'm cold," said Thomas, as the night breeze blew across his wet arms. "I'm cold too," said Nathaniel, and he shivered in that creaky boat. "And I'm hungry," said James, as he watched the water and their empty fishing net. "Me too," said John, and his stomach growled and rumbled. All the fishermen laughed. All except for Peter. He didn't laugh. "Keep fishing," he said. "It's almost morning and we haven't caught one fish." Peter sighed. That's when you do this. "I wish Jesus were here," he said to himself. "I hope we'll see him again soon." Just then, the fishermen heard a voice from far away. Who do you think that voice is going to be from? "Friends," the voice said. "Who's that?" asked Thomas. "Do you have any fish?" "It's coming from the shore," said John. The fishermen didn't know what to think. They didn't know what to say. They peered through the fog and squinted, and they saw a man on land. I wonder who that man was. "Do you have any fish?" the man called out again. "No," said Thomas and Nathaniel. "No," said James and John and Peter. "No," said all the cold and hungry fishermen in the creaky boat on the quiet lake. And then the man said something quite surprising. "Throw your net on the other side of the boat," the man said. Thomas looked at Nathaniel. James looked at John. They all looked at Peter. And Peter said, "Okay, let's try it." The fishermen tugged that heavy net out of the water and into the boat. Not one fish was in the net. And then they heard the net. Then they heaved the net back into the water on the other side of the boat. "There," said Thomas, "we did what that man said." But what was the difference? And what difference did that make? We'll never catch any fish. And then it happened. Look at these big words. And then it happened. And I bet you know what happened. Fish! The net was full of fish, swimming, flopping, flipping fish. The net bulged and almost broke. The men could not haul back into the boat. Look how many fish there are. I love all those colors too. John stared across the water at that man still watching from the shore. "It's Jesus," he said. "It's Jesus. Jesus is the one who told us where to fish." Because Jesus knows everything. "I want to see him," said Peter. So Peter dove right into the lake. Jesus told us he would meet us. He remembered as he swam. Left arm, right arm. Jesus told us that he would live forever and never die again. Kick hard, hurry, hurry. Jesus died once, but not again. Peter's very brave. Peter smiled as he slashed out of the water and onto the sandy shore. And there was Jesus. He was cooking fish over a small fire of hot coals. Sizzle, sizzle, pop, the fish went. Soon the other fishermen brought the boat to land, dragging their net full of fish. "Come and have some breakfast with me," Jesus said. Jesus gave them bread and fish to eat. "Thank you, God, for our food," he said. "Thank you for my fishermen friends. Thank you for letting me live again, even after I was dead." Now Thomas and Nathanael were warm, and they were sitting by the fire that Jesus made. And James and John were full. They had been full of eating their tasty breakfast that Jesus cooked. And Peter, he sat on the seashore, and he ate his breakfast and talked with Jesus all morning long. He couldn't have been happier. You know, boys and girls, if you got a chance to make breakfast for Jesus, what would you cook?